Okay, so the first thing is we start with a tray of shaving cream and we smooth it out. So you can smooth it out with a piece of cardboard or you could smooth it out with your hands. Either is fine. It doesn't necessarily have to be completely smooth. It just makes the next step a little bit easier. Next, we are going to take some liquid or gel food coloring. Both work just fine. And you're going to put some dots down. Now you can also use liquid watercolor. That works really well also. Just adding more color. And honestly, I would remind students to think about the colors that they're putting down. The more colors they use, the muddier it's going to get. So be very intentional with the color that we use. And the amount of color that we have here, we don't actually need all of that. A little bit goes a long way on this project. So then you are going to take a toothpick or your finger or a wood stick or even a pencil, and you're going to create patterns. Now we are doing very abstract art right now. You could actually lay out your color in a more planned way, and then you could draw a picture here. You could write words. It'll all work. You just have to keep in mind that this is a print that we're going to be pulling, which means everything is going to be in reverse. All right, so we're creating our masterpiece. Our hands are going to be dirty. I just told my students not to worry about it, just scrape their hands off on the side of their trays, just because this is messy and having to go wash your hands in between is not needed. So their hands are going to be a little bit messy, which is the reason why you want to make sure that their names are on their paper before they start pulling prints and messing with shaving cream. So then we just take our paper and we lay it right on top. So this one has designs. It's just a scrap piece of paper that we're using. So we're gonna lay it down. You don't want to pick it back up, so you want to make sure you get it laid down. Just like with any print, once it's down, you're stuck. So we're laying it down. We're gonna rub to the back. If you're using regular printer paper, you'll be able to see it, the color soak through to the paper. Make sure that your shaving cream is mixed up really well. This was not mixed up really well, and so it is very watery, which soaked the paper. Go ahead and tell your students not to leave it on very long. Just do a nice press and a rub and then pull up. So you can see how wet this paper actually is, which makes it easily to tear, which we don't want. So then we're going to take that piece of cardboard. Don't leave it in the shaving cream because it gets all soggy. But we're going to just scrape off all of that shaving cream and put it back into our tray. When they first pull it off, they might be disappointed, but when they start scraping, they'll actually see the patterns in the color that they used. We're not going to be changing out the shaving cream, so you might want to warn them about the colors that they are using to begin with. So instead of changing out the shaving cream, we are going to just mix it all together so that we have a nice base color again. So remember, if we used all the colors, this is going to be kind of like a gray or a brownish base color, which shouldn't typically affect the print too much. So we're just going to mix it together and then smooth it back out. And this is where we can add color again and create more designs. I would recommend having different types of paper for your students to use. Regular printer paper works actually really well. Construction paper, just so that they can see the difference and they can choose color then for their paper to go along with their print. So here we go again. We're just making a crazy design, and we're going to add the paper. So this is what's going to happen if we're doing it too quickly. Like it's just a quick rub and a pull. Well, here I'll show you. See, you got to make sure that you're at least rubbing every area of your paper because it's not going to transfer up. So this is where we scrape it off again to be able to see what we have. And even these ones will work for our project. So even the prints that don't get pulled really well will still be able to be used to add to our final project. All right, well, I hope this was helpful, and